Call it underworld. That's where Buttertown gets its energy. Have a look. Tell me what you see.
I see a big guy giving a little guy a piggyback.
Master Blaster. They're a unit. They even share the same name.
The little one is called Master. He's the brains. He runs underworld. The other one is Blaster. He's the muscle. Together they can be very powerful.
And they are also arrogant.
We want to keep the brain, dump the body.
He's big. How good is he?
He can beat most men with his breath.
What's going on, NBA fanatics? This is your friendly neighborhood Memphis Grizzlies home of Memphis X, and I talk hoops. And today I am talking about a possible 8th win in a row for the Memphis Grizzlies. But first, every hero needs their theme music.
Piano. Grizz gang, go hard. Baddest in the game, we be on one. I talk hoops so secure. All up on the court, but we gon' score. Memphis bringing heat straight from Tennessee. Demarest like an Escobar. He that MVP.
Your Western Conference leading Memphis Grizzlies are in Oklahoma City today to face Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Oklahoma City Tanking Thunder. And we are looking for our 8th win in a row, starting a 4-game road trip. I think we got the Thunder, the Nuggets, the Suns, and the Warriors. So we got a pretty, testy road trip coming up. 4-game roadie. But, when you're the best team in the West, these are small things to a giant. So last night in the NBA, there was 10 games. There were some that were kind of significant to us. The Kings beat the Pistons 122-113 last night in Detroit. The Warriors, in their first game without the injured Steph Curry, who we found out is going to miss the Christmas Day game and probably a couple of weeks after that. They fell 118-106, even though Dante DiVincenzo started out the game 5 for 5 from three-point range. The Timberwolves beat the Thunder last night, 112-110. And in that game, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 35 points and 7 rebounds in a game. But he got kind of clamped down by Anthony Edwards at the end of that game. And he did play 38 minutes last night, so I'm not sure if he's going to play tonight. And I'm not sure he's going to be able to play well tonight. 38 minutes last night. The whole Thunder team had a nice little tough game. The Mavericks blew out the Trailblazers last night, 130-110. And the Lakers beat the Nuggets despite Anthony Davis hurting his right foot last night early in the first half. They won 126-108 over the Nuggets, who are supposed to be the favorites to win the West. To the smart people. The nerds love the Nuggets for some reason. The nerds love the Nuggets. They love them. Today, there are 7 games on the list. The Grizzlies play the Thunder. Also, the Clippers play the Wizards at 3 o'clock. The Spurs play the Heat. The Mavericks play a back-to-back. They play the Cavaliers tonight. The Trailblazers are also playing a back-to-back. They are playing the Rockets. The Jazz play the Bucks on the road. And the Pelicans and Suns play again. Whoa, man, they play again. Pelicans and Suns play again at 8 o'clock. That is the last game on the schedule. That is the late game. So we'll get to watch the second half of that after the Grizzlies get through taking care of business in Oklahoma. So hopefully the Suns, well, I don't really care who wins that game. Hopefully the Suns win because I really want the Grizzlies to get some more breathing room on the Pelicans. We want to start to build up momentum and starting to establish ourselves as the rulers of the West, not just for this season, but the few seasons to come in the future. You know how it goes. So right now we have the Grizzlies have a 1-game lead over the Pelicans. They have a 2-game lead over the Denver Nuggets, a 2.5-game lead over the Phoenix Suns, a 3-game lead over the Sacramento Kings, and a 3.5-game lead over the Portland Trail Blazers. And the rest of these teams I consider poverty. If you're not in the top 6, you're poverty. Also, with Boston losing last night, the Grizzlies are only 2 games behind Boston and 1 game behind the Milwaukee Bucks for best record in the NBA. That is the goal now. The goal was initially best record in the West. We're there. Now we have our sights set on best record in the game or the best record in the league. And the Boston Celtics, I think they have lost 3 or 4 or 4 or 5. I know the only win that they got was that overtime win that they snuck out on the Lakers. So they're not playing very well right now. So tonight's game, what do I look to happen? I think the key, as you could tell by the opening of this video, are Ja Morant and Steven Adams. Oklahoma City just has nobody on their team that can match up with Steven Adams, and he should feast tonight. I expect him to feast, not only rebounding, maybe some scoring, but his picks, his screens, they should set the tone. Not only screening for Ja Morant, but screening for the other Grizzlies players. And I'm looking forward to seeing David Roddy continue his growth and Zaire Williams slowly but surely get back on track. Hopefully we can get him to hit another jump shot tonight, get his shot together. Just some things that we want to see because, the word around national media really wants us to make a trade, the Grizzlies to make a trade. And I don't know if Kane Klyman is inclined to make a trade. But that all depends on how David Roddy, Zaire Williams, and Santi Aldama do through the rest of the season. Also, how does Danny Green progress through his rehabilitation? He said he's close, very close to starting on-court work. And that just means, he's going to be doing solo work on his own. So he's a little ways away. I wouldn't expect to see him anytime in the next 2 months. But the thing about it is, once he starts doing his work and starts getting a feel of how his body is responding to rehabilitation, we'll get a better idea of if or when he will actually be able to help the Grizzlies contribute on the court. So I'm going to tell you honestly, I have low expectations of him coming back this season. I think it's going to take him a little bit longer to rehab, and I think he'll be back in the NBA next season. But I would love for him to make enough of a recovery where he can give us 10 minutes in the playoffs. Danny Green giving us 10 playoff minutes a game would be huge to me. If he could just be the 10th man in the rotation, that would be great. Even if it would knock somebody out, his experience, his championship level experience, because, guys, I'm a big believer that championship teams, and this might be a little project that I'm going to do this week or this weekend. I think it's very rare that you win a championship. Now, this is just me going off the cuff. I don't know for sure that you can win a championship without a player on your team that does not have championship experience. Now, the Grizzlies, they don't have that. So, I've always been an advocate of that. For some reason, that's always stuck in my head. I don't know if I've done the research on that before, but that's just something that's stuck in my head. So, that's just where I sit with it as far as what the Grizzlies could need. That's why I've been a big advocate of getting Kyle Kuzma, who won a championship a couple of seasons ago with LeBron and the Lakers. Because I'm not talking about you have to get a star, to, be one of your top guys to win a championship. No, I'm just saying you got to have somebody in your rotation that can help you. The Grizzlies are 8.5-point favorites for tonight. I don't know if we're going to see any parlaying tonight by me, but we'll see once the game gets closer how I feel about that. Once I see if Shai's playing or not, because, things can get out of hand. But like I say, tonight's game should be another exciting game, and I'm looking forward to the Grizzlies getting to 8 in a row and getting this winning streak closer and closer to double digits. Till tomorrow, peace.